Hello everyone and welcome back to my Bold and Beautiful 29 YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. At the Precipice house, Taylor concludes a work call as Brooke walks by and startles her. She asks, "So, you wanted to see me?" Taylor thanks her for coming. She wants to set the record straight. "I didn't come back to LA to make a play for my ex-husband. She just wants to be close to family." Brooke has to ask, "Does this mean that you and I could be musketeers?" They go over the last attempt, not being successful. Brooke wants to try again. Taylor muses, "Perhaps if you can give your son some good helpful advice." Her only issue with her is the advice she's giving Hope and how it affects Steffy's family. At Forrester, Ridge and Steffy go over business. He tells her she's glad she's giving Hope for the unborn another chance, but he wants to make sure she's not going soft on him. Steffy thinks her mama's peaceful outlook is rubbing off on her. Ridge smiles. It's rubbing off on him too. Steffy knows he's missed her mama. Ridge says life isn't the same when she's not around. Steffy says, "Exactly. Our family's not the same, and neither are you." They bandy Taylor's partiality for moving around. Steffy wants Ridge to move her to put down roots. At Finn's office, he welcomes Deuce the Forrester airman into this office. They make small talk about Steffy and her passport. The Joe knows that Finn has his lab results and wants the croaker to give it to him straight. "Am I okay?" Finn gets called down and Deuce tells him he'll hang out until he gets back. April, the lab tech, comes in with a train of results. Deuce wants to see them. "Give it to me straight. I can take it." He notes he's not the calmest dude in the world, and asks her to put this old airman out of his misery. April sensations that airmen are supposed to have jitters of sword. Deuce says that's only in the air. He goes on about cholesterol and link gravy. April can't show him the results. Deuce is induced, it's bad news. As Finn returns, Deuce asks them not to let Isaac's wife open the machines. Lee comes by and Deuce learns there are two Dr. Finnegans. At the Precipice house, Brooke tells Taylor she understands how she feels. She shares it and respects it. They're both defensive parents. She's told Hope multitudinous times how she felt about what she did. Brooke was clear she was out of line. Taylor says out of line makes it sound less dangerous than it was. Hope came onto Steffy's hubby. Brooke believes that wasn't really her intention. Taylor wants to believe that Hope has numerous awful rates. They want peace and suppose they all need to come together. In order for that to be, Hope can't keep going after Steffy's husband. Brooke has told her that and admits she should have taken her own advice numerous times agone. They agree their miscalculations shouldn't go to the coming generation, though it formerly has. Taylor urges Brooke to keep guiding Hope. She's been a little misplaced and confused for a while now. Her interest in Finn is nearly in preoccupation. Brooke would call it a crush. Taylor tells her she can't just sweep this under the hairpiece. "You do realize that, right, Brooke?" In Finn's office, April hands over one train of lab results to Lee, who has been staying for them. April also gives Finn his train. Deuce says he's been freaking out. Finn reads his train and Fiend panics, "Give it to me." Finn says his results are excellent, indeed, his cholesterol. Deuce hugs him and heads off to eat some cheesecake. At Forrester, Steffy tells Ridge how important she looks up to her mama. "The family needs her, I need her." Ridge asks if she's told her that. Steffy has, but will no way ask her to make a professional immolation. "I want her here, however, Pater. If you could just help me." She asks him to move her to stay in LA. Ridge smiles. At the Precipice house, Taylor tells Brooke she has to try harder to get through to Hope. Brooke demurs that she has. Taylor says she has to tell her in no uncertain terms that she must admire Steffy and Finn's marriage. She wonders if it's vengeance for Steffy hanging to pull the line. Brooke says it's not, but Taylor needs to stop Steffy from going on this power trip. Taylor points out that she gave Hope for the unborn another chance. They agree they want the same thing for their children to be happy. Brooke will make sure Hope doesn't follow her heart to Finn. Taylor smiles, also, they can work on being musketeers. Brooke would like nothing further. In Finn's office, he and Lee laugh that Deuce is quite a character. He explains how crazy it's that people can produce fear from nothing. It's a good memorial that utmost fears in their lives are tone-made. Lee muses, unless there's true suspicion involved. Like when you knew commodity was wrong with Steffy, indeed though you didn't have concrete evidence. Lee gets a textbook that Taylor wants to see her and heads out. I'm sure there's nothing to worry about. At the Precipice house, Taylor and Brooke want peace between their daughters. Taylor says the aged she gets, the further she realizes that it's important to leave the world a better place. I'm glad we're working on moving on from the history. Life is short. Too short. We shouldn't hold on to old resentments. For everyone's sake. And our own. At Forrester, Steffy tells Ridge how selfless her mama is. It's why they cherish her so much. Everything that's going on with her, and hope she gets it. Perhaps she can bring peace to the families. I hope she stays then. I really do. Because I don't want to let her go. They embrace. At the Precipice house, Taylor thanks Lee for coming. Taylor says the kiddies are fine. This isn't about them. Lee was surprised. She reached out and asks, is everything okay? Taylor wanted to talk to her. One croaker. To another. She says she went to see a croaker. In Europe, and I've heart failure. I'm dying. Taylor Hayes suggested that if she'd made her presence known in Monaco, Brooke Logan might have indicted her of stalking. Talk ultimately turned to Taylor and Ridge Forrester's recollections, both the good and the bad. Taylor reflected on the loss of Phoebe Forrester and how she clung to the stopgap of seeing her again eventually. Ridge hoped that Taylor would stick around Los Angeles for a while, since they all wanted her around. Although Taylor wasn't so sure about Brooke, Ridge acted like Brooke knew she was important to their family. Taylor refocused out that Ridge had been back together with Brooke for a while, so she wondered why they hadn't had another marriage. Ridge signed that perhaps they just felt like they'd done it formerly, and inferred that it wasn't necessary. Taylor didn't suppose she was good at hiding her own passions, and didn't see the point in trying. After Taylor said she always allowed they'd grow old together, she made it clear that Ridge would always be the love of her life. At Forrester Creations, Brooke, Donna Logan and Katie Logan all bandied what a idol John Finnegan was over lunch. It was egregious that Finn and Steffy Forrester had a true love bond. That led to a discussion about Brooke's connection to Ridge being so magical. There was a time when Brooke would have been bothered about Taylor stealing Ridge down, but she was on alert presently and had complete faith in her love with Ridge. At the Precipice house on Thursday's B&B occasion, Finn assured Steffy of his commitment and claimed she was the only one he wanted to kiss. Steffy was thankful for Finn's deliverance charge and for this quiet time together. After Finn and Steffy let passion erupt in the bedroom, they canoodled in bed together and expressed their love. Steffy and Finn will inescapably still have some challenges to conquer down the road, so stick with us for updates on any disquieting news and prognostications on their coming chapter.